I was all set to do picture-in-picture for today, but nothing puts you in a sour mood like a coworker trying to call you in and you know that they will never cover one of your shifts ever. So there's not really much you can do about that, and I just am basically putting off calling them back. I'm not going to call them back. Anyways, what's up, guys? I have I got a UU match here, I think against a guy by the name of Kingnote4. It's a little bit of a shorter one for today, but I got some things I gotta take care of today, so I figured, why the fuck not? It also it's a nice change in pace from, like, the battle that I uploaded on Monday that was, like, over double this length, so it's like, why not? But I was gonna go and lead off with Rotom. I lead off with Hitmonchan, and then I go into my Swampert. This is a Choice Banded Swampert, which is a problem because he goes for the Will-O-Wisp, and I just don't see that coming on Fan Rotom. I don't know what to expect, but it's not Will-O-Wisp. So I was like, I'm just going to go in and then go for either a Stone Edge or an Ice Punch. I forget what I had. But I do know that he has a Miltank, so I figure I might as well just end up going with my stab move, which is Waterfall. And it unfortunately doesn't end up doing too much. Would have liked to predict the switch out, but I don't know what else the Rotom would have done. We do learn later, or at least I learned later, like near the end of the game, that it turns out to be a triple status Rotom with like stab, so whatever, that kind of works out. But I got my Roserade here. This is just a this is a Spiker Rester, that calm one, that one with lots of HP and shit like that. But I'm gonna try to get a couple of layers of spike set up on this thing. And then looking at the damage it does, I'm pretty sure after leftovers I can definitely take another one. I think I have lefties, or I don't know what item I have on this thing. Yeah, I do have lefties, but for whatever reason he's faster. But it looks like I can live it. Now, the stupid thing is that he's going to end up critting me with this Body Slam, so I think I only got, what, one layer of spike setup, or maybe two? I don't remember, but I don't get a whole lot of use out of this Roserade at all, and I don't get a lot of use out of Choice Banded Swampert, so this is basically just the whole, let's bring new pokes to a battle, and then not use any of them because I get shit on by situations I wasn't really expecting to happen. Ooh, boy, you know how that goes. But he's going to go for Body Slam. Does not get a paralysis on this one, which is pretty cool. But if there were a condition I would want on a Hitmonchan, it would probably be paralysis above all else, because I could bypass the speed cut with Mach Punch, that kind of thing. If I get Toxic, then that kind of just, you know, negates the recovery I'm getting back from Drain Punch, and I have Life Orbs that'll hurt me some more. And then a burn is just a burn. You don't want to burn a physical poke, that's stupid. So, end up getting paralyzed, but the thing that kind of surprises me here is I know how much of a defensive monster Miltank can be, and I wasn't actually expecting this Drain Punch to kill. But as much of a defensive powerhouse Miltank can be, you know, Hitmonchan is just that much of an offensive powerhouse as well, and when you combine it with some super effective damage, a little bit of prior damage, some Life Orb, you get a little bit of recovery and a nice little UGA there. But he's going to go ahead and go into his Fan Rotom again. I don't know what it has on it, but I can kind of assume Air Slash just because of its typing, and it does have access to that. But I'm going to go into Swampert just because it's actually my most useless thing. And I end up making an accidentally, like, really good play. I was like, I'm just randomly going to fucking go for the Earthquake. Just because, you know, his Rotom is probably going to want to manually switch out right now because it can't burn me. It can't hit me with Volt Switch. There's going to be other things better suited to it. And I catch fucking Raikou on the Switch with the Choice Banded Burned Earthquake. Now, I say burned just because I also didn't expect this to kill. I'm more surprised by this than I was the Miltank thing, but hey, you know, good to go. So Braviary is going to come in, and I almost always see Scarf or Bandit on these things. I'm going to go ahead and leave Swampert in as fodder because a burned Swampert isn't really too good at all. This one especially, you know, just being a Choice Banded one, and I'm locked in an Earthquake, so I don't want anything else to take the hit that it doesn't need to. I'd much rather get a safe switch in and a little bit of recoil. So I decided to go into my Empoleon. I'm not going to take this too well just because I'm specially defensive as well. I think he's banded just by the amount of damage that this Bravert ends up doing. Like, that's a resisted hit. So it looks like a 2-hit KO. I was pretty sure I was going to take it around that well or better. So I figured I'd set up the rocks on this turn, and then, you know, if he wasn't Choice, then he would have switched up moves right there, and then he would have gotten the drop on me. But at least I would have learned that he wouldn't be Choice Scarf, so I could handle that accordingly. But looking at the amount of damage he's doing to me, that's a lot. But fortunately, thanks to my typing, I'm able to take 2 and live with a little bit, enough to get off an Ice Beam and take him out. And, you know, not enough would be dying. So I don't know what I would have done at that point. But if it is banded, like I think it is, it really wouldn't be too big of a problem. But in comes Crocodile. Now these things almost like 90 to 95% of the time are going to be Choice Scarf, just because Choice Scarf Moxie is really nice, and I actually really like the typing on Crocodile. It lets us switch in on some pretty cool things like Volt Switches and whatnot, catch him with pursuits, that kind of thing. But if he is Choice, he decides to lock himself in on Crunch. I'm going to go ahead and go into my Hitmonchan. He's threatened out by Mach Punch and by the fact that a Crunch isn't really going to do that much damage. So he decides to go out into his Rotom. I believe I just went for the Drain Punch to get a little bit of HP back from whatever he decides to switch in. And I don't know that he doesn't have Air Slash at this point. Drain Punch still does a really decent amount. But I'm going to stay in and try to go for the Ice Punch anyways, just to take it out, because I know I got relatively good Spec B. And Volt Switch is all I've seen. So I'm just making fairly big assumptions. But I catch something else randomly as fuck right on the switch. And Flygon dies to an Ice Punch. So I don't know what he was expecting, but Ice Punch is the only thing I can hit him with super effectively, because it's got the same typing as Zapdos. And yeah, so that thing dies. That was either very poorly played, or maybe he was expecting a switch, you know, me still thinking that he had Air Slash. I didn't learn it was triple status until the end of the game, I believe, when he told me, but I found that weird. But gonna go for a Mach Punch after a little bit of, you know, prior damage with rocks and spikes and whatnot. I'm pretty sure I'd be able to take it out from a much larger range of health too. But that thing's down too, and Akihiko is actually cleaning up a little bit. So we got this Rotom going on here. And I still didn't know whether or not the motherfucker had Air Slash at this point, so I'm like, I'm just going to go for Mach Punch on the off chance that'll do some good damage. And it doesn't really do that much, so a little disappointing. I kind of expected to die to this Volt Switch, and the thing is I don't. So I'm like, shit, I could have gone for an Ice Punch, and I would have had like a clean sweep kind of thing going. But he's going to go ahead and take me out on this turn after I try to go for a second Mach Punch. And thanks to lefties, it's going to let him live it with a pretty decent chunk. But I died a life of recoil as well. I got a couple other pokes to handle this, so it's not that big a deal. He's only got Volt Switch. What do I have? I think I have Chandelure. Might have a Scarf Chandelure. I don't remember if this is my Scarf one or my Specs one. But seeing as how it actually outspeeds the Rotom, I'm guessing it's my Scarf one, and it's going to clean up the game for me. So, a little bit of a shorter one. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll try to get you like a normal length video going on Friday, assuming I don't actually end up working that day after all. And that's going to do it for today. So, if you guys enjoyed this, you're welcome to leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe, do your thing. Trying to remember what else. Uploaded TCGO yesterday, Battle on Monday. Battle on Monday was really fucking good if you haven't seen it, by the way. And I think some people might have not seen a TCGO I uploaded last Thursday. I'll leave that in the description because I had something weird going on with it. But that's all I got going on. I'm thinking that I will more than likely end up streaming tomorrow morning / tomorrow night, that kind of thing. So keep your eyes open on your sub boxes, that kind of thing, and I'll see you later.